I wasn't really impressed with any of these Johnnie Walker expressions, but I was told by many of you that I just had the wrong one. So I've got it. Let's do this. Welcome to Whisky Riffs. If you're new here, I'm Kevin, and a while back I did a video comparing these 5 Johnnie Walker expressions. It is their blended Scotch Whisky Discover Pack, has the black label, the double black, gold label reserve, 18 years, and the blue label. None of these were overly impressive. They're all at 40% ABV, and I had so many comments saying, you know, you really should try the green label. Shockingly, I did try to get the green label when I bought this pack. I knew I couldn't get a green label in this pack because there's a slight difference to the green label than the rest of these. So I said, well, I'll just go ahead and buy a full bottle of the green label. And at the time, I could not even buy one of those. I really tried hard. I could not pick one up to save my soul. So instead, I just did the video without the green label, and many people said, yeah, those aren't the best. Green label is going to give you a little bit more. Now, why is the green label different? Well, let's take a look at it. This bottle, the Johnnie Walker green label, is not a blended Scotch whiskey. It is a blended malt Scotch whiskey. And what does that mean? A blended malt Scotch whiskey means it's made up of single malts. Every whiskey that's put into this blend is a single malt whiskey, whereas these other whiskeys, they say blended Scotch whiskey, so they could have grain whiskeys or any other type of Scotch whiskey. They don't have to be single malts. And if you've been watching this channel at all, you know I like some single malt whiskeys. So it would make sense that I would like the green label best. And it's not like this whiskey is suddenly higher ABV or anything else. I think it's still down at the 40% ABV, although I can't find that on the label to save myself. Why is it so hard to find what the ABV is on this? Oh, there it is. Okay, this is 43% ABV. That's a little bit higher. So maybe that right there will tick a box for me. I would like it to be 46%, but hey, it's still Johnnie Walker. We're talking mass market here, so a lot of people are buying this whiskey. You got to spread it around if you want to make some money, right? Let me pour some in a glass, and we will see what it tastes like, give you some more notes on it. Now, what's interesting to me about this particular whiskey is that it has brands in it that I know and love. So we have Talisker, Linkwood, Crigmore, Kalila, and Talisker is probably the top on my list for the bottles that are put into here. This is aged 15 years, so that does help also. Let's see what we got on the nose. See if we can get something out of this that I was missing in the other just blended Scotch whiskey expressions. It's not bowling me over with the nose. It's definitely a Scotch whiskey. It's definitely malted. I'm getting a little bit of a vanilla note right at the edge there, but it's just not full of different notes. It's not something I can dig into. It's an average nose. Let's see what the taste is like. Now, the taste is much more interesting than the rest. Some of the problems I had with these, I think the only one that I actually liked in this kit, in respect to the other ones, was the double black. I thought that gave a nice smoky taste to it. It was a little bit more my style. Still at 40% ABV, you're pushing the low end for me. I can taste a little bit of Talisker in here. There's a bit of smokiness. There's also there's less of the metallic taste that I was getting on these. And sometimes when you have grain whiskeys involved in your blends, you can get that little metallic taste. Also, at the lower end of the ABV for me, that's when the metallic taste starts to come in. I'm not getting left with that. I am also getting more of a finish on this blend, and I do like it a lot better than the other ones that, as far as I remember, those were just very disappointing overall. In fact, I still have fluid in all these bottles. I didn't bother going back to any of them, which is a good sign that I probably didn't love a whiskey. Let me try this again. That's a strange, weird middle of the mouth taste. It's not sour, but I'm also not getting a lot of fruit. There's some good wood spice in there, and I can definitely get more flavors from this blended malt Scotch than I would from the other ones. I really should see, do I have a Talisker? Hang on a second, let me see if I can pull out Talisker. If I have a bottle around, I don't remember. 1 minute. successful. I do have a Talisker 10, and I really like this whiskey. These guys going in the back. Let me pour some of this Talisker. So little left. This is gonna have to get finished tonight. That's just not enough to keep around. It's just gonna get worse from here on in. Once it goes below the label, especially when it's like below halfway between the label and the bottom of the glass of the bottle, yeah, you gotta do something about that. That's way too much air in the bottle. All right. Oh, that's very different. Yeah, I would say that this has more of the Caol Ila influence than it has the Talisker. Yeah, they're definitely cousins. The Talisker at 45.8% ABV, so a little closer to my sweet spot of 46.3. It's a great sweet spot. Would I choose the green label over the Talisker? No, not at all. I think that some of the nose and some of the flavors in this are just kind of muted. But as far as a Johnnie Walker purchase at the price point of a green label, I can't say that it's a bad whiskey. If you can find it. I obviously couldn't find it for weeks, months. How long has it been since that last video? I'll look it up. I'll put a link below to that video so you can check it out. I also have a link to the Talisker video too. Yeah, I could sip the green label as an evening whiskey, and I wouldn't have a problem with that. I think it's got some nice flavor profiles in it. I don't think there's anything big and bold or strong. I don't think it's sweet, but it's got a nice little malty and smoky edge to it. Yeah, I paid $48 for this. I don't think that's a bad price. I could do a $48 whiskey, 43% ABV, 15-year-old. I think that might soothe some people's desire for a blended malt whiskey. So I would say all the commenters who recommended the Johnnie Walker green label to me were right. This is definitely a step above, or even a leap above, the other expressions that I had from Johnnie Walker. So yeah, it's not bad. What are your thoughts? Do you like the green label? Have you tried it? What's your comparison to Talisker? Would I pick it over Talisker? No, I'm going to stick with the single malts that I can get and not go with the blended if I can help it. But in a pinch, if I was at a bar and all they had was Johnnie Walker, I would definitely get the green label and I wouldn't feel too bad about it. So let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next video, take care of yourself, take care of those people around you, and cheers. Oops.